But I just remember feeling like just so honored that she had taken the time and made it special
Yeah.
when you're so tired, and it just made an ordinary, weary day delightful and restful and rejuvenating.
You talk in the book about one of the chapters is called Tea Party, Considering Others Better Than Yourself. In that chapter, how do you go about doing that? We tell our girls all the time, put others before yourself, and just die to yourself. So how do we do that as Christians and in the homeschool community? How can we put others above ourselves?
Well, I write about in that chapter that my mom had invited us all to a tea party, and it was at the end of a busy homeschool day. So I think that day we'd had tumbling and a violin lesson and a read aloud and math. And, by 5:00, you're so depleted. And so we got to her house, and she had encouraged everybody, find a fun dress in your closet and dress up, and let's really enjoy a feminine time together. And so my girls put on their Easter dresses, and it was just fun, and we got there, and she had laid out a beautiful table outside with flowers and taken the time to make some really special dainty foods that were really memorable. And then we just had a beautiful conversation around the table for a long time, and it made a lot of memories that day with all the girls in our family. We played a manners game, but I just remember feeling like just so honored that she had taken the time and made it special when you're so tired, and it just made an ordinary, weary day delightful and restful and rejuvenating. But then I also write in that chapter about how I grew up with two grandmas that would have tea parties. And my mom's side, she had an English background and loved the china, and we put out like a lacy tablecloth and really fancy, and that was her way of considering me better than herself, making it really special that way. And then my grandma on my other side was very simple. She didn't cook a whole lot. She had no fine china. She didn't have lace in her house. So she would put out crackers and cheese and get this favorite orange juice of mine at the store and just drop everything. And it was on like a blanket in the corner of her living room. And it was just so comfortable. So it's not really about the food or whether or not it's fancy. It's doing something that shows value to other people.
Yeah. And really making them feel special. I mean, what an exciting thing that is. We have a friend here locally who last year they invited us over. They do poetry tea time in their house. I don't know if they do it every week or every other week, but they invited us to join them once. And it was so sweet. And it was, her and her 3 teenage kids and my 2 girls and myself. And they had just made, a nice table and put out teacups and made tea and made little tortilla, ham rolls or something like that. And just had some, yummy garnishes. And it was just really fun. And it didn't take a ton of work, but just the fact that they had invited us into their home to do this. And then their kids just read some of their favorite poetry aloud. And it was really, really fun. And it really did make us feel very special to be able to just enjoy this sweet time of fellowship with this family. It's a simple thing to do. And what a great way. And as homeschool moms, we need things like that. We need to just sit down and just relax sometimes with other families who are in the same situation as us. And it doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes intentionality to be able to do that.